Chapter 100. A Miracle. Hyun-ki was puzzled, was utterly dazed at the lady they almost hit, and the bracelet he found, which he thought could be the child's bracelet. This made him realize all the regret he has been keeping into himself, and was vented out during his contemplation in his office. Hyun-ki and Rosemary were on their way home, and Rosemary felt uneasy about Hyun-ki's silence. Is something wrong? Hyun entreated Rosemary. Hyun-ki kept his silence. When they were inside the house, Hyun-ki caught the scent of joss sticks coming from the upper level of the house. He quickly ascended the stairs and saw the altar Hwanchul set up. He was stunned to see Realer's banner displayed across the two rooms, which he placed under lock and key. Hyun-ki shouted, "Who made this altar?" Rosemary ran toward the stairs and saw the table with food, wine, fruits, and joss sticks. Junie deliberately followed them and answered, "It was Sir Hwanchul, Sir Hyun-ki. He put that up in honor of Mrs. Realer's first death anniversary, and we joined him in prayer." Hyun-ki took a joss stick and lit it up. Then he said, "I want to be alone for a while." So Rosemary and Junie went down the stairs, leaving Hyun-ki, as he knelt and bowed before the altar. Then he gave a muffled cry. He stayed there for hours. Hyun-ki brought out all his grief and sorrow that had long been kept in his chest, wallowing in sadness, all the regrets Hyun-ki had for hurting Riel, all the pain and suffering Hyun-ki caused her, to the extent of losing her life and their sons. Then he recalled the incident this afternoon. He continued asking himself, why during this time of her death anniversary, Realer's semblance have suddenly appeared, and then my son's bracelet had similarities as that young boy's gold ID bracelet? Is fate playing on me? Is this my karma? What will I do? They're dead. Could coincidences like this really happen? Moments later, Hyun-ki rose and went to the study room. He took the keys and opened the master's bedroom. He carefully went inside so the banner won't fall off, then closed the door behind him and switched on the light. Seeing the entire room, he once again wept. He sat on the bed, caressing the side where Riel usually slept, taking her pillow and snugging it close. He sobbed, calling Realer's name, repeatedly crying out how sorry he was, telling himself he would need a miracle to let her come back to life, and him. And he would do anything and everything to make her forgive and love him again. He walked towards Realer's drawers and looked for the bracelets he had prepared for his baby. He knew there were two. If it was a girl, he had the bracelet engraved with the name Chi-in-se, meaning angel. And for a boy, Hyung-sik, representing wisdom and brilliance. Underneath the gold ID bracelet was engraved in Korean. Inside the drawer were two boxes. When he opened them, the two bracelets were there. Hyun-ki was genuinely amazed. The little boy's bracelet was almost identical to his supposed son's gold ID bracelet, bearing the same name and having met the boys on their death anniversary. Hyun-ki was more troubled than ever. His head spun in confusion, getting heavier as he thought of that incident. "I guess I'm going crazy," he mumbled. He returned the bracelets to the drawer, then looked around again. He opened Realer's glass closet, touched her clothes, then held them close, hugging and sniffing them. "Oh, how I missed you, Riel. I missed you so much, and I love you. If you only knew. I truly love you." He felt terrible for being so affected by today's unexpected incidences, and it was so confusing and heavy to carry in his chest. After a few more minutes of tears and sniffles, he switched off the lights, left the room, and locked it again. After Hyung-sik's birthday celebration, Akyo and Ji discussed what transpired during the day. And as Ji enumerated her face-to-face encounter with Hyun-ki, she couldn't keep how she truly felt about the situation. Akyo couldn't withhold the truth about what he recalled about the past. It was the day when Riel was about to give birth prematurely. Akio was standing beside Realer's bedside while she was in active labor. Her mother, Dr. Kalma, and Dr. Korea were arguing about Realer's condition, until Dr. Kalma approached him and said, "Akio, I need a favor. Can you lend your helicopter and plane to transport Riel?" Akio was bewildered by Dr. Kalma's request. Let these aides carry the oxygen tank to the aircraft, but this should be done inconspicuously. No one should know or be alarmed. I will explain later. Please hurry. Akio called Joel at the helipad to get the tank from the nurse aides and start the engine. While Akio was on his phone, Dr. Kalma shrilled in fear. "No. No, Riel, then." Deafening silence prevailed while Dr. Kalma wept. A few minutes later, Dr. Korea covered Riel with a white sheet and declared the day and time Riel died. Akio slumped by Realer's bedside, weeping in frustration. Then Dr. Kalma and the nurses pushed the stretcher from the operating room and told Akio to lead them to the helipad. That was the time Hyun-ki arrived. "How dare you? You still have the guts to come here," yelled Dr. Kalma. "Don't ever dare get close to my daughter's dead body. Your rights for my daughter has been relinquished. You abandoned Riel and her son, and get out of our way." And Hyun-ki received a heavy and hard slap from Dr. Kalma. As soon as Riel's body was inside the elevator going to the helipad, the nurse aides restored the oxygen mask on Riel's face and checked for her vitals. As soon as Akio and Dr. Kalma stepped inside a helicopter, Akio was surprised. "No one should know about this, Akio. It would be strictly confidential between Dr. Korea, you, and me, that Riel is still alive. I would bring her to the medical center where my doctor friend awaits for Riel to deliver her baby." Akio was gobsmacked. As soon as the helicopter landed at the medical center, nurses were already waiting for Riel to be rushed to the delivery room. Mrs. Kalma was wearing the blues to be with Riel in the delivery room. Then she called Akio to join her and witness Riel's delivery. "Akio, you're not afraid of blood, are you?" asked Dr. Kalma. "It doesn't matter. I am here for Riel," Akio replied. Akio squeezed Riel's hand, as Riel was puffing and groaning in pain. The doctor's instructions reverberated. "Push, Riel. Push." Riel looked pale and her vitals were low. Pain and agony were written all over her face. She was profusely sweating, puffing and pushing until the baby came out. Riel felt a sigh of relief when she heard her baby cry, then her face lightened to joy. Riel cried, "Oh, thank God, my baby, oh my baby," as the doctor showed her the baby and placed it in her arms. The doctor said it was a boy. Akio could not forget how Riel felt. She was exuberant that day, taking for granted her difficulty in delivering her child. Her face glowed, and she was so excited she held the baby and hugged him. "Oh, Akio, my young Sik is born at last. Could you look at him? He's so handsome, like his dad." Then Dr. Kalma took the baby and brought it to him to hold the baby. "Yes, Riel, your son is so handsome." Akio was delighted to have the baby in his arms, and he was all in tears and felt like he was the baby's father. After giving birth, Riel asked her mother how she was brought to the Metropolis hospital, wondering what happened to Hyun-ki. Dr. Kalma explained, "I was furious when I learned that Hyun-ki couldn't be reached nor found while you were suffering in pain. He should be with you, giving you assurance and support. But where was he? He was having a good time with his woman. So I talked with Dr. Korea to bring you instead to the Metropolis, where my doctor friend was accustomed at saving one just like you, in your condition." Dr. Korea was already in the middle of who to keep, you or the baby. That was why she needed Hyun to decide. That was where I came in. It was good that Akio was around, and he saved the day. He saved you and your son. Riel was angry with Hyun-ki and so disappointed, because he didn't give his effort and persistence to take her back from Dr. Kalma. He didn't make an effort to show himself at her supposed funeral and to her grave if she was dead. Riel talked to Akio about her plan of giving Hyun a taste of his own medicine. "Since everybody knew I was dead, I could now freely walk around in another identity, couldn't I, Akio?" He paused. "What do you mean, walk around freely? In this city? None of your friends or acquaintances knew what happened to you back there, Riel. If you walk around here, some will ask why you are here, because no one knew you died in giving birth, more so gave birth to a son. Better remain incognito," Akio suggested. "But how can I support my son? I could not let my mother support us, Akio. That is shameful," she uttered. "Then, work with me, Riel. I have an office here, because I had projects around the outskirts of the Metropolis, and you will be my executive assistant. I will provide a room for you and young Sik whenever you need to breastfeed him. We will also hire a nanny to take care of him while you are working. Your world will only be within the confines of my office and your home. You will be fetched and brought home by me or my driver. If you have any plans, we can work it out together. Trust me, Riel. Everything will work out well. Please tell me what you need, and I'll help you. I'm the best person you can lean on." For months she had been receiving updates about Hyun-ki's surveillance. Riel got angrier and more shocked about Hyun-ki having the audacity to live with his mistress in her own home. How would Riel retaliate on Hyun-ki? Keep following the exciting episodes in the Windows of the Heart series.